Hello, welcome to this foam roller for your fascia class. It's going to help you truly tap into energy, break down patterns that are holding you back physically, and that will translate mentally. All you need is a mat and your long foam roller. And I would put your hair up for parts of this, not the whole thing. And we're just going to start in all fours with your knees underneath your hips and then your wrist on the foam roller. You start to move the roller forward and then towards you. At the beginning, we're just looking to really get some space between your hips and your ribs. But you may start to feel that your chest can go closer to the floor. And when you come in, we're rounding looking down at your knees. So it's essentially an extended and really specific, really opening cat-cow with a little bit of fun pose mixed in. As you're going, you might want to start to shift your hips side to side, and your head and neck. And this is going to calm down your nervous system and also start to activate and tone those side body muscles through the outer hips, through the waistline, the obliques, the lats, and on the arms, and the broad bone. And then the next time you come forward, stay there for just a minute and rock a little bit side to side. You might be more up here, you may be all the way down, but either way, we're just shifting side to side to make space. Your chin can be lifted or looking down. And then we're going to come all the way up to your knee. Move the roller towards your hip crease. So I'm coming up to my elbows and sticking my butt up, and the roller's right in the hip crease. Bend the knees or have the legs straight. And then start to pull forward with your elbows. So we're pushing through the elbow, through your forearms, rounding and looking down, and then inhale and lengthening out. So rounding, we're getting a deep core moment, and then finding some extension in your elbows might push through the elbows around your spine, look down, and then pull back, look forward, lengthen. Trying that a few more times, opening your chest. And that could be smaller. If it feels not so great to roll on your pubic bone, you can just stop right before that. And then I like to make sure my ankles and feet can move around, so I'm not holding tension in the calves. This is going to lengthen the quads, so smooth out the line from the hip bone to the kneecap. Also start to work your cellulite, lymphatic drainage, all those things that can make the muscle not be as smooth aesthetically and also from a functional focus as well. We're also really working the abs. You're pushing through your arms. You're getting that lat from your arm zone to activate. Then we're going to turn onto your side a little bit. So you're on your hip crease, and then you start to go forward and back. So I'm a little bit along the front of the thigh and also slightly along the outside of the thigh. You can fully turn so it looks like a side plank. I would not recommend having to stand up and just lifting so you can see where I am. Once you feel comfortable there, imagine an Adidas stripe on the side of your leg, and that's what you're rolling along. Cool. And the more you can let your lower body, meaning the legs and the hips, be heavy into the roller, the deeper the roller will get and create more space along that, called the IT band, the iliotibial band. And if it feels painful, you're correct. This is often nicknamed the Trail of Tears. Ooh, and there's a lot going on there. So best you can stay with the sensation. A big pro tip, if it feels like holy cannoli, it's too much, see if you can just slow down and allow some of that to release even more. If it's too much, then you can back off in intensity. You get to really customize this. And then turn so you're a little bit more belly down. So my top leg is not on the foam roller. The bottom leg is rolling. Whichever forearm you're on, my right forearm, rolling along the right thigh. And then I'm gonna come all the way to sit up in mermaid legs. So both knees are pointing towards the roller. You're just gonna side bend out and up. So this is very much for strengthening and toning the obliques, so the side core muscles. But we're also, oh my gosh, getting into lengthening the top side body and through the top of your hip, through the underarm, through the waist, and getting some shoulder clarity. If you want, you can reach your top arm up and then reach it down, or you can even have your hand behind your head. Either way, we're trying to pull more space between your top hip and armpit. And if your arm is up and bent, your elbow, and if your arm is up and straight, pull that space all the way through the wrist. You can do as many of these as you want. If you're just loving this, you can pause the video and keep going. But on this next one, we're gonna pause at the bottom. I'm gonna bring my arm behind my head and just little pulses out. Inhale and exhale. So inhale out, exhale in for 5. Gaze forward or down, maybe even up. 2, 1. Come all the way up, shake things out. And just 3 times, we're gonna put both hands on the roller. Lengthen all the way out to twist through the spine. And then come all the way up, lifting your chest. Inhale, lengthen, 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 lengthening so much. And then exhale, push through your arms to lift your chest up more. One more time, inhale, pull forward. Hold here, little pulses out. 3, 2, 1, come all the way up. Then we're just gonna move the roller to the other side. And we're going to then come up to all 4. So you're still facing the same way. Before we were rolling on the leg, first from the screen, my right leg was rolling. I'm gonna put my right top of foot on the roller / ankle, and my left foot the other foot forward. We're just gonna start to lift and lower the back knee. That's gonna, again, open up your hips. We're focusing on lengthening the quad, and that's still the focus here. Ooh, and as this is happening, we're trying to not pop the bum up, but keep the hips low. So think of this as almost like needing to lengthen the hem of your pants because you're getting so much space in the hip bone down to your kneecap, down to your ankle, down to your big toe. Just pulling that length out. Then we're just going to start to rock forward and back. Again, try to keep the hips low. And it's a lot. The front hip, try to pull it back, and you'll see what that does. Is instead of seeing both butt cheeks in the screen or if you have a mirror, you're going to just see one because we're pulling this outer hip back and really lengthening. It's not for the faint of heart because we're still getting length in the back of this. We're creating space in the front outer hip, and then we're going to lower that back knee down, and then settle your hips in a little bit. So you can have blocks or something in front of you, or be near a wall if you need support. But take a moment wherever your hands are and try to settle down into this stretch while lifting up through your upper body. Then we're going to lower your right hand down, or whatever leg is back, that same hand goes down. Front hand comes to your front inner knee. And then just pulse your chest down as you open your front inner knee for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up through your chest, twist, and just hold there, bringing out the waist. Big sigh. And then we're going to bring your knee back. From here, move the roller forward. A little bit more core and spinal work. All 4s here, knees this time on the roller instead of your hands. And start to pull the roller forward and back. So that will roll out some of the tension, some of the fascia on your shins. But we can round and get a little bit more core action. Or maybe, let's be real, a lot more core action. So as I come forward, I'm pushing through my hands around and looking down. And then inhaling, moving out and looking forward. Exhaling. And then inhale. Let's do 3 more. Again, if you love these, pause the video and you can do more. Last one. And your toes can come down. Come into just a short down dog. From here, Move the roller forward, bring your hands onto the roller, and just start to rock from side to side. You'll likely feel a difference from one side of your body and one leg to the other. And that just means that the God, this is actually working, is always the goal. Start to shift from side to side, looking over one shoulder, then over the other. And then keep going, but look underneath one armpit. And then the other to find that space. Your hamstrings are opening, the side of the hips, the waist, the underarms. Then lower slowly to all fours, and then look back. So we're pulling the shoulders down, tap your knees down, look forward, and then lift your hips up, look down. Inhale, pull forward, heels are really high, and then exhale, press back and down. Rolling forward, shoulders away from the ears, look up. And then exhale, press through your hips and look down. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale, press back, feel your lengthening. Inhale, long side. Exhale, lift. Maybe the knees are bent. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Again, find that side to side motion where you're freeing up those little itty bitty muscles. The top layer, which is fascia, getting that to have some oxygen, some opportunity, some movement, so you don't feel stuck in your own body. And I'm sure if you're watching this, you felt stuck in your own body. Happens to the best of us. We're now going to come on to your other side. So before I was on my right, now I'm on my left. So I've got my left arm down on my left, either front of the hip, right where the hip bone is, or on the side of the hip. I'm going to start at a little bit of a diagonal. I can have my fingertips balancing or my hands flat as I'm going. Then I'm going to switch toward that Adidas stripe feeling. So imagining a line on the outside of my thigh and just moving along there. Getting towards the outer knee. And again, we are certainly getting some oblique work because your core is what's preventing you from, falling 2.5 inches to the floor. So you can be playing with the head and neck here. You can make this bigger. You can lift the top leg if that feels good. You can even put that top foot down so that can really guide you. And then it's, again, slightly different, but it has to make sense and feel good for you. Otherwise, you're literally never going to do this, which would be a waste because we always feel better when our bodies feel good. Then I'm going to get more towards the front. So I'm looking down and rolling forward and back, getting into my quad and having the support of the floor and the strength of my arms to hold me. Now, right now I'm in a spot where I want to honestly just say a lot of things. So I'm going to hang out there and try to relax my face, try to let the roller get deeper and deeper, knowing that I'm really smoothing out. Maybe it's not just a pattern of stress or tension from yesterday. It's probably from years. So this is about rewiring how our muscles feel, function, and look. So basically, this is super powerful. So we've done many things here. We're going to now, fancy transition, roll onto your back. So it's right along your sacrum. So that means you find the top of your hips, carry that arms to back, right at the top of your actual butt. So here, we're going to just start to arch. So stick your chest up, and then curl under. So that's going to get more articulation, more freedom in your waist, in your pelvis. And then also start to feel those lower core muscles. So as I throw my tailbone under, my lower belly is activating, and then I'm going to knee. So I'm inhale, arching, exhale, curl, and knee. And keep alternating between those two modes And try to keep space between your chin and your chest. Exhale, knee up, curling. Inhale, lengthen lower leg. Exhale, curl, and then inhale, lengthen. When we exhale, there's a lot of engagement. When we inhale, there's a lot of space. So while we're working hard, we're also continuing to use breath as a way to find freedom. I'm saying that explicitly because when your day feels like you have no control, you have no freedom, you have your breath, right? Take it. Difficult conversation, difficult email, difficult correspondence, difficult moment in traffic. Find your breath. You can access it here. This is your playground, but then out in the world, that's being in the ring. And when you are living and trying to live with what is coming up towards you, but can feel like it's against you. So now I'm gonna adjust it a little too high. I'm just gonna rock from side to side. So my feet are staying down, grounding the balls of my feet. And I want to make a little bit more space. So I'm going to maybe lift my legs up. And for this, I'm going to place my hands on the top of the roller. It's going to make the roller stabilize. And I don't want to feel like I'm falling over the place. So we're just rocking side to side, relaxing through the jaw. And then if your body feels like mine at all, you might be hearing and feeling some snap, crackle, pops along the lower back. And that's just really getting rid of something that was stuck. So think of it as Marie Kondoing your spine. Whew. So I love this, but it's a lot. So if you're feeling like that, you're not alone. Then we're just going to let the feet release, open the knees, and let there be a little bit more space in the hip rest. So right where I'm tapping on the hip bones, underneath that is the hip flexor, which is what holds your knee into your chest when you are walking, running, sitting, all of those things. From here, grab the feet, point the knees up to the ceiling, and just start to place your hands on the roller, lift and lower your hips. All of that space you created in your quad, and yes, you still have to do the other way, we're going to feel into even more. So it might feel, you can imagine lengthening crumpled saran wrap, like you're unleashing some of those wrinkles. So we're going into making that space right now and feeling the feet root down, maintain space between your chin and your chest as you go. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. From here, gently roll to one side, come all the way up, and we're going to keep your roller where it is. Come to all fours in front of the roller. Take your leg furthest from the screen and bring the top of your foot slash ankle onto the roller. Step your other foot forward. So you're in this nice low lunge. Take a moment to settle down versus holding. From here, start to lift and lower your back knee. Imagine, or even place your hand on your lower back so that we're not bobbing the hips up and down, but maintaining the depth of the stretch and gaining length in your back knee. Now, take your hand to your outer front hip, the one facing the screen, and pull that outer hip back so that you're not seeing two glutes, but one. And then from here, we're going to keep the knee up and start to rock forward and back. So lengthening, looking up, and strengthening, looking down. This is again where we're lengthening your quad away from your hip flexor, away from your hip bone, releasing patterns of holding between the muscle, the fascia, everything that's going on, and undoing patterns of tension that can not only look unlike what we'd like them to look like, but truly feel and function differently, right? This will improve how you walk, how you run, how you feel at the end of the day. This is a major investment into the body that you're going to be in for all time. And that body impacts how you feel in your mind and how you commit to your work, your life, your family, and yourself. So being here is a huge step. Then we're gonna lower that back knee down. I'm trying to keep my front knee over my front knee. Walking my hands back, placing my hands on my outer hips. My front knee is wanting to open a lot, but I'm going to redirect that to be pointed forward for now. Opening in a moment. Exhale, sink deeper, lift through the navel, and just hang in the glorious release. Every time you're telling yourself, I can't, try to just let go of the thought, and notice that how that helps you let go of the pattern of holding. Hand furthest from the screen, bring it down. And closest to the screen, bring it to your front inner thigh, and open. So you can lower your chest, and we're going to pulse down, looking at the roller with your eyeballs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Press through your front inner knee and twist. Look back at the roller or up above your shoulder. Ooh. Bringing out through the waist, the upper back, the hips. Then lift your hips up. Bring your hand down. And then we're going to bring your knee back. Take a seat. Pick the roller up and move it outside of your knee. So now we have both knees pointing towards the roller. Try to anchor both sit bones. Pretty easy to lift here. Pretty hard to get it down, but just knowing that that's where we're headed. Place your hand on the roller, other hand on your breastbone to really lift up. Then start to inhale, side bend out, and exhale, come on up. As you side bend out, keep pushing through your front knee or your back knee so that you're not tipping for now. Lots of things to do there, but for now, push down. Noticing how that can help you create space in the top waistline and in the lower back, which is often a place that feels rough. This is going to smooth out the edges so things lay like they've been freshly pressed. They function and flow and feel so much better. Then you could sweep your top arm up if that feels great to you, and sweep it down. You could have your hand behind your head. And for this gaze, it can be up, straight forward, or the roller. I'm a big fan of this, and I'm imagining that someone is pulling on my elbow as I go. When I think I can't do anymore, I surrender. Even that 1/4 of a centimeter feels like a lot of bang for your buck. Let's do 2 more. Make sure that you can move your head, your neck, and your jaw. Now lift through your chest and rotate towards the roller. Place both hands on it. Inhale, lengthen out, looking down. And then exhale, roll up. Push through the roller to lift your chest and chin. Inhale, lengthening out. And then exhale, rolling up. 1 more. Big inhale, length, 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 length. Pulse forward, 5, 4. Imagine someone pulling your ribs away from your hips. 2, 1. Come all the way up. And then from here, send your legs over the roller. The back of the knees on the roller. Move some of the flesh out from underneath your sit bones. Grab onto the roller. And just start to move your head and neck side to side, making some space. Lift, lift, lift. Hold on to the front of the roller. Bend the elbows back as you pull your chest forward. And then look down and roll all the way up. We inhale, lift through the breastbone, pull the elbows back. Chest comes forward. Release over the roller. And then roll up all the way. As you come forward, that's your flat back. Length and strength, just moving forward. And we can't go any further, release. And roll on up. Last 2. Big inhale. Pull, 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 pull. And then also, clearly we're feeling the hamstrings. 1 more time, big inhale. Come all the way up. Bending the elbows loosely. Bring out of the waist. If I close my eyes here, it can actually make me feel a little bit dizzy. You're just imagining everything moving around your spine. Your spine is relatively still. Everything around it making space, clearing the clutter, and making it easier for you to do day-to-day functionality, like reaching for something in the back seat, reaching for something high above you. All of these small things we take for granted can cause us a lot of challenge and physical strain. So here we're prepping. This is your prep for game time, which is being alive, and it requires a lot. Interlace your hands, reach your arms up, wiggle side to side, really lift up through your chest. Feel your entire spine lengthen. We have 3, 2, 1. From here, bring your knees behind you. We're going to end the same way we began. All fours, hands on the roller. Inhale, lengthen it forward, opening your chest. Exhale, pull the roller in. Inhale, pull forward, open your chest. Exhale, roll in, look down, release your jaw. One more time, big inhale. Rock from side to side, outer hips, sides of the ribs, shoulders. Then sit back to your heels, roll all the way up. And then just come to a comfortable seat. You can sit on the roller. But take a moment here, maybe hands around the knees, around the hip flexors, grounding down. While feeling the levity, the length, and the space that you created so powerfully. So hands to your heart, if that feels good to you. Take any last wiggles out, I always have some. And then settle in to feeling the success of showing up to move your body, to feel what is possible to change, and knowing that that applies to your life. When we show up, when we are open to what is possible in terms of change, we cannot unsee it and unknow it. So this is all about stepping into your power and making space for all that you want to feel, experience, and live on a day-to-day basis. Thank you so, so much.